Busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Bryan White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am here with Miss Heidi Duty from Chefs for Seniors. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a great day.
Well, I mean, we're at my house, and you came here, and apparently we were getting rain for the second time in
That's
3
good
months.
news, though. It's good news, but I think a lot of us forgot how to drive. So unfortunately, the stoplights are all blinking red lights. So it took a little longer than I expected, but I got here okay.
Okay.
And then no flooding,
Good.
so that's
good. No flooding. Good.
Yes.
And so I'm in Fulshear. Where are you based?
Well, my business is actually based right in Sugar Land. So we service everything from all the way up here in Fulshear, Katy area, all the way down to Missouri City. But I actually live way out in the country in a little town called Needville.
Needville.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, anyone listening to this, they know where Needville is.
Yes, I would hope so. We like to think we're a very big little town.
A very big little town.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you end up in Needville?
Well, actually, my husband was born and raised forever in Needville, and I've lived lots of different places. My father, I was born and raised actually in Colorado Springs, and my father owned Wendy's, so I grew up in food.
Like the Wendy's?
Wendy's,
in
yes.
Colorado Springs?
Correct.
Or like all of the Wendy's?
Well, all of the Wendy's in Colorado.
Okay.
Actually,
all of Colorado?
Correct.
Oh, that's a lot of Wendy's.
It's a really neat story because my parents are from Ohio. And when
Okay.
my parents were first married, they lived in Columbus and they accidentally ran into Dave Thomas. And he had this new idea called Wendy's. And so it tells you how old my parents are. But, so my dad was one of the kind of beginning franchisees, and he took Wendy's to the other side of the Mississippi, and he opened all of them in Colorado. But I'm the fourth of 7 children. So by the time I came along, there were lots of Wendy's. And so that's where I grew up until he finally said, I think I had enough of fast food, and he got into more the dining type of business.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha. Wow.
yeah, it's a little different.
So you grew up in Colorado Springs.
I did.
And then what?
And then I went to school and back in Ohio because my parents went back that direction. So I went to school at the University of Toledo.
Okay.
And enjoyed that. My parents live in Toledo now, and they have several restaurants. My dad, I have 4 brothers, 2 sisters, and 5 of them are in the restaurant business. So for a time, I did that.
Okay.
And I was I was young and said, I want to do something else. I went to school for something else, so which I did for many years. I worked in the construction industry, so that was really different than what I do now. Did that for quite some time, and COVID changed everything. So when COVID came along, I decided I really wanted to do what I love to do, which is food and people. And so I started looking at franchises because I was familiar with it because of my dad.
Gotcha.
And I found Chefs for Seniors. So that's how I first got involved.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I mean, we went from construction.
Yes.
COVID hit. I'm now a chef.
And now I'm a chef. I think there's a lot of people that have lives like that, though. Maybe. I don't know. Well, I knew the business side of things. So I actually wanted to start my own business and found I love franchises. They have all those things set up for you the way it should be and allows you to focus on what you do best.
Gotcha.
I love talking to people. Like I love, we do a free consultation. It's my favorite part of my job. I get to go in, I get to find out everything that a client is looking for, what they like, what they don't like, what kind of meals would interest them, how many people maybe we're cooking for, things like that. And so I love that intake because I get to meet so many people from all over. So that's kind of why I got involved in it. People ask a lot, am I the chef? And I warn them, no, I'm not. I promise you, they'll be much better than me. I can cook, you know? As many people say, I fed my family. We all have a couple extra, pounds because the food is good. But a chef, like the chefs that I employ, they're like trained chefs that have extensive experience with special diets and the newest, latest diets, the keto diet and being gluten-free and things that maybe are buzzwords that people hear but don't know what that means. That's what my chefs really specialize in.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So what type of person do you want to give you a phone call?
Well, we are chefs for seniors.
Okay.
So my heart is really with seniors.
Okay.
I love hearing stories of the history and their families and how they've grown. It's interesting who considers themselves a senior.
I was going to ask what your definition of a senior
exactly.
is.
So I get a lot of phone calls and they say, what's the age limit? Well, there's actually no age limit, okay? There's no such thing as an actual senior. So really a senior is someone who wants to eat better, maybe has time and energy and money to do it, but just not motivation.
Okay.
Because there's other things they'd rather be doing.
Yeah.
They're golfing still, and they're out with friends and
playing pickleball.
Exactly. Yeah. So they're
lots of pickleball out there.
So they're busy, but they know because their doctor has told them,
okay,
you need to lose some weight, or you need to be eating healthier.
Yep.
We need to watch that cholesterol. And they go, but I've been eating like this my whole life.
Correct.
I don't know how to do it
Yep.
different.
Yep.
That's where we kind of come in.
Okay.
Chef, I remember when I first started, I'd walk through the grocery store and I just get the same things. I know how to make these meals.
Yep.
When you bring a chef in, they have this huge array of ideas and recipes that can be modified so that you like it and it's healthy for you. And that was a really neat thing. That's what I started loving about Chefs for Seniors, because it works well for seniors who maybe just don't know how to eat different.
Okay.
It's hard to change your habits after a long time.
Yeah, sure.
So
sure.
We're here to help with that.
Okay. And so this person gives you a call, senior gives you a call, and then what happens?
Well, we kind of talk a little bit so that they know what it is that I do. The service, a standard service, which I smile because there's no such thing as standard. Everybody's so individual and special. But if you were standard, a standard service is when the chef would go to the grocery store and buy all of the groceries, then come to your home and spend about 2.5 hours in your kitchen.
Okay.
And we bring everything, though. We bring all our pots and pans and knives and forks and everything. But you just need a working oven, a working stove, and a working sink. So they can create masterpieces with that. Okay.
So the chef shows up having already gone to the grocery store.
Exactly, because they already know the 4 meals that you're going to have made that day.
Because I
came out and talked to you first.
Gotcha. So in that initial consultation, you're giving me a little menu.
Yes.
And I'm choosing 4 dishes.
Exactly. Maybe things, some people like to do things they're very comfortable with. We eat this all the time. I want to see how your chef makes it. And other people are like, I've never tried that. This would look good. But the first thing that's most important is really finding out why they want to eat better, what it is they're trying to accomplish. Some people are trying to, put on healthy weight. Some people are trying to take off unhealthy weight. Some people are trying to work.
I like how healthy weight, muscle.
Yes, there is healthy
weight. Fat.
Yes, there definitely is different. Okay. Which is why you can't always just look at the scale, but your doctor knows usually from your blood work what you need to be doing.
Yes.
So we work with that. If you have a dietitian or you have someone that's kind of given you should be eating this, this, and this, and you say, I've never eaten that in my life. I don't even know where it is in the grocery store.
Yeah. With our nutrition coaching, we run into so-and-so a client has gone in for their annual physical. Mm-hmm. Doctor was concerned with blood work and their weight. Mm-hmm. Usually, you see the overweight, sends them to the dietitian or the nutritionist. The nutritionist hands them a meal plan that is great. It's perfect, but no one eats. Obviously, they're not eating perfectly, right? That's why we have the problem. And now just expecting them to do it and make it taste good and make them want to do it. And now they have to cook instead of going to McDonald's.
Exactly. So we are that next step.
Okay.
So once that dietitian has handed them that and says, you can't have a piece of meat bigger than your fist.
Okay.
And they go, what? Did this even come in that size? Well, it does if when we come into the house and we make the meal, it's not that you're going to eat it one time. The meal itself will probably feed you 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 times.
Okay.
I know people don't like to hear that. When you go to a restaurant, you could actually eat that meal 2 or 3 or 4 times.
Sure.
So we take that out of the way. Instead of giving you a great big portion that now you have to decide how much you're going to eat, we're going to put them into individual serving size containers. So that all you have to do when you're hungry and you just got back from your workout or you just came home from the grandkids or whatever it is, you can pull it right out and warm it up, and it's healthy, it's the appropriate size, and it should fill that hunger just the right way.
Okay. So I know you're chefs for seniors. Mm-hmm. But anytime I hear about meal prep and like you pull out the container, it immediately, for me, the biggest benefit for that as a dad of wife and 3 daughters is 5 people want 5 different things. But if I've got a refrigerator full of pre-made meals, like I don't care if we want 5, we got meals, pull one out and you can eat it.
That's right. And that works really well with couples.
Okay.
Because you'll have husband and wives say, well, he's diabetic, but I don't want to eat his food. Okay, fair enough. Okay. So we can modify that so that you can have his food and your food. Maybe you're eating some of the same things. You're eating different things. We have, spouses that one loves fish and the other doesn't like it at all. Okay. So we can work with that. But it's interesting you say that about families, because when I first started, it surprised me how many really busy moms there are that all of a sudden are taking care of their mom and dad because they're not eating very well. Yep. So that's why they call me. They say, Heidi, I'm worried about mom and dad. Mom is losing all this weight. Yep. Dad is gaining all this weight. And we don't know what's going on. Is there something you can do? And then I tell them what our program is and how we have the individual things, and it worked great for couples. And then they say, can you do this for us? And the answer is yes, actually we can. There's no age limit. Okay. I have many busy moms that have hungry kids. They've got athletes in the house. They got teenage boys that can't. And like you said, just having those individual meals really works for them.
Very cool. Very cool. Is there anything else that we need to know? About Chefs for Seniors? Well,
we are a national company. I think that surprises people. So when I talked about franchising, that's what I really enjoyed, that even if you, no matter where you live in all of Houston, we can serve you somewhere. Now, I'm in the Sugar Land area, and Katie and over here on the west side. And so if you have a mother or a father that's on the east side or maybe in central Houston, we can serve them too.
Cool.
We have all over Houston. Also in Dallas and San Antonio and other places too. So
very cool. So there's, if I'm concerned about my family's eating or my parents eating, or there's no, and I'm got people in the area, there's no reason to not at least give you a call.
Exactly. Exactly.
Perfect. So let's switch gears just a little bit. You're obviously a healthy woman. What do you do? Tell us something that you do to stay healthy.
Okay. Well, again, COVID changed some things. I used to love going to the gym.
Okay. And when you say going to the gym,
for us was like high intensity, the CrossFit type of movement. Okay. That type of.
Were you doing that at a big box gym, like a?
No, not too much.
No.
We tried a little bit of everything. To be honest with you.
Sure.
COVID shut all that down.
Yeah.
And we became aware we didn't have anything in our home because we were never there. So we were getting, borrowing and buying and sending off for lots of different equipment. So we actually have a gym in my home. And unlike most people, we're actually pretty dedicated to it. But that's because I have an accountability partner. My husband.
Your husband is your accountability
I don't know
partner.
that I would do it all on my own.
Usually ruins relationships. So, we're 2 years into this, so I'm impressed.
We've learned to do things different ways. He's always trying to bulk up and gain weight, and I'm always trying to lose it. Okay. So we have to modify what we're doing.
What does a workout look like to you?
For me, I love to warm up on a stationary bike. Because I used to enjoy the spinning classes and things like that. So I like that warm up. Then I like to do a lot of, I guess we used to call them calisthenics, where you do the push-ups and stretches and more yoga type poses, so that more core.
Yeah.
Then I'll get the heart rate back up again with elliptical.
Okay.
I really like the rower. I like to do the rower too. And then stretch as much as possible. I'm finding that's the key to not being sore the next day.
What are you doing? Where are you getting your stretches?
Well, I use bands. Have been helpful. Bands, just a little stronger tightening of bands, different colors have been working.
Yep.
Because I remember when it was very easy to touch my toes. And then I didn't get any taller, but it got a little harder to touch my toes. Okay. So we had to start working with those bands and realize that the reason my knee is bothering me is because my hamstring is tight because my back is tight. So it all is connected.
Okay.
So I work with that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, very cool. Well, thank you for sharing it with us.
Absolutely.
Glad you got to come over and talk to us for a little bit. If someone wants to reach you, where can they reach you at Chefs for Seniors?
Well, Chefs for Seniors, I have the best way to reach me is to call me because I love talking. If you
so do you want us to put your phone number in the show notes?
I'll do that and throw that in there.
Okay.
And we do have a website. So it is chefsforseniors.com.
Okay, and that'll go to you?
It will go to the national site, and when you look for Sugarland or Houston or anything like that, it'll come directly to me.
Got it. Cool. Well, very nice talking to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I've already picked up my menu.
You're right.
Chef, I think it's coming next Friday.
Yes, hopefully. I got it on the calendar for next Friday.
Good. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Good. My wife is looking forward to it.
Good.
So we'll see how it goes.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Bye. You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.